Welcome to Hancock's VMware Half Hour. And welcome back to another episode of Hancock's VMware Half Hour. So this is almost a part two. It's not actually a continuation. Today we're going to look at SSL certificates again on an Aria product called Aria Operation for Logs. It used to be called Log Insight. And some of us are still old feckers still call it Log Insight, but it was renamed many moons ago, Aria Operation for Logs. And in the last video, or one of the last videos that I did in the how-to series on VMware vSphere 8, we looked at Aria Operations Manager, and that was a request actually for Stang Banger 903 that asked, all your videos are great, thanks so much for that. I see you've done some cert management videos on ESXi and vCenter. I think you'll find these under parts 74 and 75 in the series. Oh dear, damn phone. I've got so many. Okay, sorry. Yeah, videos on ESXi and vCenter server, and those are in part 74 and part 75. Can you do some videos on Aria Suite product, cert install or replacement using MSCA? So we've done one for you, which was Aria Operations Manager. And today, now that I've actually managed to get my Aria Operation for Logs or Log Insight server working again, and it would appear that one of the storage tiers that we had it running on, it was just performing so badly it would not start up the GUI. Oddly, it was still basically sending us messages and doing everything, but it just would not start the GUI. So when we actually basically tried going to the Log Insight server or the Aria Operations for Logs, the GUI would not respond. So we fixed that now. And again, we're going to go through exactly the same recipe that I did for all the other certificate replacements for ESXi, VMware vCenter server, and also in the last video, VMware Operations Manager. So we're going to do exactly the same thing, but I just actually wanted to show you where we start, that we've got an FQDN, and I think I've mentioned FQDNs enough. So our URL is log-insight-cyrus-consultants.co.uk, and if we actually have a little look at the certificate that is presented to us currently, it says VMware vCenter Log Insight, VMware Inc. vCenter Log Insight is the organization unit, and that's why we're actually basically getting this pain in the ass from Chrome. Your connection is not private. So I'm going to click Advanced. I'm going to proceed, and I'm going to log in. Admin, followed by my magic password, because we will need to log in to the GUI to perform a certificate replacement. So I'm going to let that think about that. That's getting there. So I'm going to minimize, and I'm going to go to File Explorer. And if you followed these enough by now, you will know that I need to basically just create a command prompt, and I'm going to change to my Open SSL if I can spell it. Oh dear. There we go. And I'm going to change to my bin directory, and I'm going to change to directory or folder that I've already created. Okay, so I'm going to use Notepad++, but you can use any text editor you like. And I'm going to edit my Open SSL configuration, and I like to keep a list of these for all our servers that we create certificates for. It just makes them much easier to renew in 2 years' time. So I'm going to change some of the names. I'm going to make sure that we've obviously got the host name correct. So if you've seen these before, this is just exactly the same thing that we're going to paste in. Log Insight-Cyrus-Consultants. Our host name here again needs to change, and I'm just going to change that as well. One of the things I do need to do is I just need to ping, I do actually know what the name of the server is, 98, 138.98. So I'm just going to change that there, 138.98, and I'm just going to save that. Okay, so again, I will put these, I'll put these on GitHub, so that you can actually basically download these templates and use them straight off the bat. So subject alt name equals DNS : log dash insight. The IP address is correct, 141.245.138.98, and our FQDN log dash insight dash cyrus dash consultants.co.uk. The country name GB, state or province East Riding of Yorkshire, locality equals York, organisation name Cyrus Computer Consultants Limited, organisation unit name Cyrus HQ, and our common name. So please make sure that the common name that you refer to the server is the same in the certificate. So in this particular case, log-insight-cyrus-consultants.co.uk, and I'm just going to check I've got that right by, I'm just going to paste that into my browser up here again, just to confirm. Okay, yep, so that's logged in, and of course we've got the not secure, and this is the whole reason that we're doing this video. So I'm going to minimize that. Just going to check that I've done save. I have done save. So now I'm actually basically going to, I'm going to use OpenSSL, and I need to make some change. I'm just going to just maximize this a bit. So need to make some changes here. I'm going to basically just change that so that reads log insight. It's log insight, log dash insight dash openssl.cfk. And I've also basically got to put 2 dots that, because I always keep hitting the commas and not the dots. Okay, so // openssl.exe space req space new space nodes out rui-csr key out rui-rg.k. In fact, actually, if you look back at the ESXi certificate replacement, you know, you will see that it refers to rui-csr and rui-org-key. So here we're creating the certificate signing request, the CSR, and we're actually basically creating the private key. So I'm going to hit enter, and we should see here fairly quickly that we've got the original key, we've got the certificate signing request. So I just want to basically create an RSA key. So I'm just going to run one more final command in the command prompt. So again, I'm just going to go /openssl-exe RSA-in, specify our private key -out rui-key. And now we've got an RSA key. So we've got rui.key, rui.csr, and so we don't really need that key, but I do need this one. So I'm going to open that up with our notepad. This is the key that we are going to paste into Pleco, and we've had discussions about that before. I just need to grab a beverage a minute, not a Pepsi Max. It's espresso time. And my cat Sylvie broke my other glass this morning. Little bugger, you know. She's got a strange habit of licking coffee. I think she's got a caffeine addiction. Weird cat. Anyway, so request a certificate. You would have seen me do this many times before. So I'm going to submit an advanced certificate request. Can't remember now whether or not I actually basically copied that to the clipboard, but we'll do that again. So I'm going to paste that into, I'm going to specify VMware 6.x. That'll do. And of course, this is the funny, or the tip that you need to specify for Microsoft CA, or more exactly, Microsoft Active Directory Certificate Services Server. So san colon DNS equals followed by your FQDN. That actually basically, I believe, creates a subject alternate name, so that makes it friendly with browsers. And I'm going to click submit. That's going to generate the key, the certificate, and I'm going to download a base 64 encoded certificate. So I'm going to say download certificate, and I'm going to specify the login site folder followed by save. So we can get rid of that for the time being. So the next thing we need to do now, we need to create a multi PEM certificate, I think is what's actually called. And to be honest, really, that actually basically sounds more complicated than what it really is, because all we're going to do is concatenate. Is that a word? Concatenate sounds rather posh. Combine. Basically what we're going to do, we're going to merge all these base 64 encoded certificates into one file. So how we create our concatenated multi-certificate PEM, or how we actually edit them, is quite simply, if I use Notepad again on our cert new dash certificate that's been issued from Pleco, so I edit that with Notepad. So that's our certificate that has been returned from our Microsoft CA, but you could be using GoDaddy, or you could be using one of the vendors out there basically to send you back a certificate. And then the next thing that we need to basically copy our private key again. So I'm using Notepad here. So we need to basically paste our private key after that. And then finally, we need to paste in our CA certificate. Now, if you've got any intermediary certificates, then you will need to make sure that they are after the CA. So that's our multi PEM file. So I'm going to do save as, and I'm just going to basically say multi PEM dash, well, we'll call it a text. I know what we'll call it, PEM. I'm going to copy and paste it anyway, so it doesn't really make any difference what it is. Let's save. I'm just going to check that that's here. So I'm now just going to open that again. So now I'm going to copy. That doesn't look right to me. Something has gone terribly wrong there, because I've just noticed I've got two certificates, but I've got no key. So what's happened there? Let's just go back to cert new certificate, private key, certificate, private key. This could all go horribly peaked on because I'm not concentrating. Anyway, let's go back to, because I think we're missing RCA. So I'm just going to go, apologies, I should be thinking cert new, paste. Okay, that looks better. It's got certificate, private key, certificate, save as. Looking for all files. I just want to overwrite multipem.pem. Yes, that looks better. I've got a certificate, private key, and a certificate. So the first certificate, just for my benefit really, is the signed certificate that we received from the Microsoft CA, or it could be any other CA, followed by the private key, which is what we generated using OpenSSL, followed by the certificate, which, if you're not familiar with certificate server, if I just actually basically go to the root, then you actually basically download a base 64 here from your, don't bother installing the certificate, just download a base certificate, download CA certificate from your Microsoft CA. So that's what we're doing there. So I'm now going to copy all that. I noticed before when I was actually copying it, it was too short. So I'm going to copy all that. We're done with that. And we've done with that. And I'm now going to go back to our... Guys, it's timed out already. So, now actually, as a wrong... That's the right. We're doing... I got confused. I'm doing VMware Aria Operation for logs. I've already done VMware Operations Manager in the previous video. Okay, so if we just expand here, if we actually basically expand management and we go to certificates and wait. Now, I could at this point create a snapshot, and I think I will. So the reason I'm actually basically creating a snapshot is so that if everything goes completely peaked on, then I can roll back. Certificate update, or before certificate update, followed by create. So in the event that we completely mess up our Aria operations for logs, I've created a snapshot so I can roll back should anything go completely wrong. Now just noticed I was actually in the wrong place. It's actually SSL, so it's configuration SSL. Just let me show you that again. So we go to configuration SSL, not management certificates. Confusing. So configuration SSL. Now I've actually, you can hear it says here VMware self-signed certificate generates warning, and we can view the details and we can have a little look at that, followed by cancel. So now I'm going to specify our new multi-PEM certificate that we created in our bin file in login site. So there's our multi-file PEM, and I'm going to click OK. And the only options that I've really got here, a little bit different to the last SSL certificate we applied to Aria Operations Manager, because when we actually basically uploaded that, or when we opened that, it actually sort of kind of verified it, and we can actually see before clicking save that it looked okay. I haven't got that function here, so I'm just going to click save. If you have a standalone deployment, changing the SSL certificate will require a restart of all services. During this period, Aria Operations for logs will not be available for some time. So, okay, let's go continue, and let's just wait for that spinny thing to finish, and wait for the web GUI to restart so we can log in. So I'll just put this on pause, and hopefully when I come back, that not secure message would have disappeared. So I'll be back shortly. That didn't take too long. I think that was a matter of seconds before it actually came up and said save successful. So it's now changed here. It says custom, and it says existing certificate. So I'm hopeful that if I click view, cannot retrieve details, please refresh the page. I'm wondering now whether or not that it is okay. So that save successful is now restarting all the services. I thought it was a bit too quick. So all that did was actually basically save the certificate. Now it's going to restart all those services, which may take a while. So we'll be back shortly. Hey, so I'm back in the room. That gave me an opportunity to basically go off and do my hack for the day at Try Hack Me. And I think that I'm about 409-day streak. Anyway, so eventually, after some time, it was only about 5 minutes, I think, to be honest. I think it was less than that. Eventually, basically, it did refresh. And now if I basically hit view details, we can see quite clearly there that we've actually basically got our certificate. But the keen-eyed amongst you will notice up here now that it says our connection is secure, the certificate is valid, and if we actually have a little look at the certificate, The common name is log-insight-cyrus-consultants.co.uk, and there's all the other gump that we actually basically put in as well. So there you go. Quite simply, in 20 minutes, how we can create a certificate signing request, add that certificate signing request to a Microsoft Active Directory certificate services server, download the base encoded 64 certificate, concatenate or combine with the private key and the Microsoft CA key, and then paste them back. That's Aria Operations. There, this is Aria Operations for log. Choose the file, upload it, save, wait, done. So I'm looking for my phone again. So let me see. Stang Banger 903. There we go. We've covered Aria Operations for logs and Aria Operations Manager. You didn't specifically tell me which one. You said do some videos on Aria Suite product. So if you've got any further questions about the Aria product suite and certificate replacement, then please put them in the description. If you have got any other suggestions for videos, the list is now getting quite long. And I've still got, in fact, actually, I think I wrote shed loads in a message to a friend of mine. Or was it shitloads? I can't remember if it was shed loads or shitloads, really. I have got shed loads of stuff here in the lab that I need to get to. We've still got basically some Raspberry Pi. Hang on, put that a bit closer. Still got some Raspberry Pi 5s to do, and the cooler. We've still got some compute blades that are over there to deal with. We've still got Turing Pi to revisit. We've still got Turing RK1s, which I don't think I mentioned. We've got some Turing RK1s to do. We've got some more Synology to do. We've got some more VMware vSphere hypervisor stuff to do. We've got some more VMware Workstation stuff to do. Yeah, so there's still lots and lots of videos to do, and there's just not enough hours in the day. Anyway, so if you've enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. There are still a lot of you out there really that I'm missing thumbs up. If you don't like this video and you don't like it, then please thumbs down. But more importantly, please do subscribe. It certainly helps out with the statistics. So once again, thank you very much for watching Hancock's VMware half hour. I'm going to go away and take another swig of espresso. When I have a little look, I say I've still actually basically started a video, still haven't had a response from the forums on Docker. So I just might have to go forward with that one and just do some brute force on the Docker Compose. I didn't really want to do. I really wanted to do it the proper way. But if nobody can come back and tell me why it's not working, then we'll just have to brute force it and hard code it for the moment. And hopefully sometime in the future, somebody will come back. Anyway, I'm waffling. So again, thanks very much for watching, and goodbye.